Welcome back, everyone. I am your host, Still Guns. Welcome back to... Oh, something has gone wrong with the audio again. That's not right. Why can't I hear the cars? Oh, that's a problem. Okay, there we go. It's fixed itself. So, where was I? Yes, welcome back to Huts Gaming Formula 1 League, the first season on F1 23, a game that has already received some much higher reviews than F1 22 because the handling is much better, though unfortunately there are still a few things about this game that I don't like, such as the fact that we still have supercars, F1 World, which is completely pointless, and no classic cars still. But yes, we're here on F1 23 around Spain, which they finally fixed. Oh, I need to check what the sound levels are like, so give me a second. Yeah, it sounds okay, it's just quite loud for me, in my ears. Yes, we're riding on board, round turn 12, and now turn 13 is finally back where it's meant to be. It's so good. So good indeed. So the first man out on track, I think it was 30. Number 70, McLaren MCL60, picked up their first podium of the year earlier today, which is remarkable considering where they started the season. Completely came out of nowhere. I'm just annoyed that I missed it because I set my alarm for 12 o'clock midday and I slept through it. Slept through almost the entire day. I've only been awake for about 2 hours at this point. I slept for 11 hours! Why can't I just be normal? Why couldn't I have gone to bed at like some normal time, like 10 o'clock at night, and then woken up at 7 o'clock this morning? But no. Oh, traffic's getting in the way! Oh! Who was that? That was a Ferrari getting in the way. It was the 9th place, Barterport. Don't know who this guy is. But on the racing line and got collected by 30. That is going to get looked at, I reckon. And still not getting out of the way. Yeah, definitely going to get looked at as more times being put on the board. 1:11.7 for Daniel 99. That is a remarkable time. Who is next? We got Brains 001 across the line in 1:13.5. Next up is an Alpha Tori Dongchi. He comes across in a 1:12.5 himself. Next we have Pookie in the Red Bull. Ah, Pookie, it's been such a long time, mate, since I've seen you. Opens the DRS wide open across the line, 1:12.3, currently P5. Next up we have Big Six. Is he coming into the pits? Yes, he is. There's another Red Bull. That's probably Sherlock. Few cars coming into the pits. Someone who isn't coming into the pits on this lap, a bearded blobber in one of the two Aston Martins. Everyone loves how Aston Martin is doing so well this year. How has been doing well. They seem to have fallen off the pace a little bit this year. As bearded blobber puts his Aston in P3, where it should be in real life, always. Well, at least P3. There's Daniel in the pits waiting for his teammate. Barterport still making himself a bit of a rolling roadblock here. And knocking out the distance boards. Who next? Who next is on a lap here? Pookie's coming in, as is Domchi. Brains also coming in. I think he's just tried to go for another lap, but it hasn't quite worked out. Few drivers have not yet come out of the pits, though we've got 3 drivers on out laps. Goshan. I wonder how he's doing on his wheel. Because he switched to a wheel. So I think just before the last season of F1 22. And he was struggling, but he was getting better towards the end of things as TomTom, purple through sector 1, 21.577. Into turn 5 now. Ploughing down the hill into the rather difficult turns 7 and 8. Ooh, almost lost it through 8. Flat out through turn 9. DRS wide open down towards turn 10 now. Reprofiled in 2021 and much more tolerable. I hated turn 11 way back on the old version of this track. Through turn 13, slight lift, in fact shifts down the gear through turn 14, across the line, and it's provisional pole by, what kind of distance is that? 2.23 of a second. That is pretty fast. Next up is Jordan. He's gone purple through sector 2. And then there's Goshan, who has not gone purple through sector 2. So we'll ride with Jordan. Watch his final sectors here. Final corners. Jordan, I don't think, lifted. Across the line, and not quite enough to go higher than P3. Goshan, only P5. So 6/10 off of TomTom's best lap. 3 drivers yet to get a time on the board. This is one of them, Shankstar, in the number 29 Haas. 51.4 through sector 2. Not as good as the 50.8 that Goshan did. Jabber is not here today, so that's why there's no Jabber. And why we only have 19 drivers. Shankstar going to get a lap in now. 1:13.0. It's enough for P13. Barterporton is on another out lap. And this time he needs to make sure he's not on the racing line going through the final corner, or he's going to get collected again. Jordan coming in. That's Goshan. Got 2 Red Bulls, or 1 Red Bull out, that's Sherlock. I think he's actually improved by just under 6/10 of a second. Keeps it in 6th going through the final 2 corners, but I don't think that would have been the best thing to do. He's managed to jump Pookie, but not by a huge amount. Domchi on an out lap, Angel on a flying lap, but only matches more or less his first sector. And of course, this is the version of the... Gets a snap of oversteer through turn 7, and he's aborted. Someone's had a spin through the final corner. I thought Adrian had aborted, actually. Yeah, he's lost too much time, so he has now properly aborted. E-Bird, I think he spun in the pit lane. That's odd. Groffel is going for it. It's been a long time since we've seen Groffel. He hasn't been taking part in Assetto Corsa streams, or if he has, he's just not been there. Wait, no. He's just not using the name that I'm used to. Could be using his real name. Oh, he's invalidated. So he won't get a time on the board. Well, he has a time on the board, but it won't be an improvement. Gladius has just started his lap time here. Flying lap. Going through sector 1, which is basically 3 turns. So there's 2 straights and 3 turns. 21.6 through sector 1. Mercedes gets out of the way. That's Goshan. Or it might actually be Big 6. through Sector 2 now. Try not to get caught out by turn 7 and 8. We've had a spin at turn 12. I wonder if that's Barterport. No, it's not. Barter is going to come into the pits, though. I wonder if the spin of his teammate caught him out there. And he is really slowed down. I guess trying to not crash into the pit lane wall? I don't know. Give me a second before I look at the chat again. Angel has retired. I think he's just crashed into the pit lane. As Angel, the Gladius rather, goes P6. Goshan, going to try and improve. No, he was on an out lap. Big 6 also, I think, on a flying lap as well. Oh, thank you, controller. Let me just look at the... still got Gruff 6. Is RF? What is RF? As Goshan goes purple through Sector 1. Not by a huge amount, less than a 10th, but still pretty quick. Gonna fight for pole here, as he has a championship to his name on F1 22? Or was it F1 21? I don't remember. Red flag. I'm not sure. I'll check the settings when Goshan finishes his lap here. 3 tenths up through Sector 2. Not enough for purple, but certainly an improvement. Should help him get up at least to P5, I reckon. He just needs to nail the final sector here. Nicely done through the final 2 corners, and he moves up to P3. That's a lot more like it for Goshan. Big 6 does not improve. So let me just check those settings. Let's see. Where is red flag? Red flags are off. So I think this is a sort of a holdover. It's sort of a just in case. I think they have been fixed now with patch 1.5, 1.6. But certainly when we were making the league, I did tell Jabba that the red flags were a bit bugged. Because you wouldn't finish in the right place if you had them enabled. But I think they have been fixed now, so maybe they can get re-enabled. Certainly something to test. Jabba's so slow, he's still on F1 22. That's mean. You do know he's actually the owner, the creator of this league, I think. He's certainly the big wig, the biggest of wigs. As Brain's going for it again. He's the big wig here, so he can ban you if he wants. I kid. Anyway, Brains, currently 18th and slowest of the drivers so far. His teammate Barterport has kind of made himself a bit of an obstacle in this session. And now he is 19th and last, has no time to his no time on the board. I don't know what happened to him. I guess maybe he crashed, potentially. Anyway, through turn 9, on the second straight here, 51.2. He is 6 tenths down on his previous best. Oh, what is that? That was Daniel taking a very strange place to park up. That caught Brains out a bit. Because you tend to put 2 wheels onto the runoff there. Brains does improve. Moves up to 16th. But yeah, that was he was 6 tenths up at one point, I think. And now he's lost 2 tenths because Daniel parked in a very strange place. So where is Daniel going to end up? He's improved through Sector 1 himself. Oh, but he's going round. Manages to keep it out of the wall. That's a bit of karma for you, I guess. Who's next? And we're still getting caution, the yellow flag and cautions over the session timer. That's not what I want to see. We've got about 2 minutes of the session remaining, so I reckon we're going to see a bit flurry of activity towards the end of this session. Bearded Blobber going for it again. TomTom is coming out of the pits as well. He's trying to improve his current pole position time. Well, his current provisional pole. See if he can maintain pole. Because other drivers are getting closer, like Finley Norman and Goshan. Surtees not too far behind. And Jordan. So there's plenty of competition behind that TomTom is going to try and defend against. Blobber, meanwhile, has a bit of traffic ahead. I think that is... it might be Ebird or Finley Norman. Nearly flat through turn 9. Into turn 10 now. Take a little bit of the runoff. No, he keeps his wheels off the runoff there. As we've had a spin at turn 2, turn 3 for Daniel. But Daniel might not get a lap time, a new lap in here. Blobber across the line improves to P9. Who's that car behind? Is that Gladius? I think it's Gladius. Yes, it is. Across the line. I think he's was on an outlap there. So we're starting. This is the final go for most of these drivers. I don't know who I need to watch here. We've got Shankstar we can watch. He's on his flying lap. His final flying lap of the session. Currently P16. Can he improve? That 1:12.9. Not great. In fact, this is Q1. I thought, well, this is full qualifying. We used to do short qualifying. I didn't realise. So this is Q1. We're going to see a few drivers getting knocked out here. As Shankstar's teammate gets out of the way. Come on, Shankstar. You can do it. Get out of that knockout zone, as Brains of Big Six have been knocked out. They will not progress to Q2. Shankstar a bit sluggish through the final corner. He does not improve. He lost a lot of time through that final corner. There's been a spin at turn 12. Another spin at just before turn 13. Bit of traffic for TomTom. Final corners here for the provisional pole sitter. Can he increase that time? He does not. Ebird gets disqualified. TomTom did not improve. Finley Norman does not improve. Can Jordan improve? No, he's been invalidated. Which means we've lost... Yeah, I think those spinners in the final sector there have messed it all up for these other drivers. Rather chaotic final few seconds there. Yeah, I mean, it could just be... I haven't... This is the first time I've used spectator mode on this game, so for all I know, this is short quali. In fact, let me check. You can structure, session length, qualifying short. So, I think it's just a bit of a bug. It should just say Q rather than Q1 up there. So we're going to see in just a moment, I think, if this is actually full quali or not. TomTom then, potentially pole position here. We just need to see. Yeah, it says short qualifying, so it's just, I've just been bamboozled by the game interface. Ebird gets disqualified. Pretty well, big shame for Ebird. He was in 12th, I think. Wasn't doing too badly. And Barterport. Yeah. Cross the pit lane exit white line. Speeding in the pit lane. Right, well, into the race we go then. Yeah, it is the race indeed. Just the game HUD being odd. And we should get a formation lap. The other league I was commentating for when our last season here came to a premature end, they didn't do formation laps. Come on. Come on, waiting for players. This is fascinating gameplay, don't you think? Okay, give me a second. Formation lap begins as I reach over to grab a bottle of water that I've forgotten about. So, don't have the time to go and get something from my fridge downstairs, but I can at least wet my whistle a little bit with half-finished bottle of water. So Tom on pole from Finley Norman from Goshen. And this is a sight I want to see in real life. I want to see an Aston Martin leading the way and winning a race potentially one day. It has to happen. Nando, make it happen. I believe in you. Which is something you wouldn't have caught 2005 me saying. I hated Fernando back then. Right. And I wonder, is the camera going to be fixed? Is it going to... I don't know. I don't know at all. Need to see how things happen with the manual lineup. If the camera will reset to the proper starting camera. It feels so good to not be going past that chicane anymore. I mean, going past it's one thing. To go through it, we're not going through that chicane anymore. So good. So, lining up, Tom nails it. In fact, this is this is the proper starting camera, I believe. That's good. Finally, we don't need to contend with the starting camera for some reason being all the way in the grandstands at the back there, as a couple of drivers getting the lineup a bit wrong and being reset. But here we go. 5 red lights coming on. It's lights out and away we go, and Tom gets a very good start. We're still getting some really bad camera angles. Oh my god, that is such a bad camera angle to see. Come on, I need to see stuff. We've got Finley Norman fighting tooth and nail. Oh, there's been a spin in the background. That's Surtees. That's a very poor beginning of the race for Surtees, and Angel, I think, got caught up in that. Goshen up into second. Jordan now fighting with Finley Norman, trying to get third place here in lap 1, and Finley Norman has fallen down to 4th place. Nightmare of a start for the Alpine driver, and now under threat from the Williams of Gladius. And Gladius making the move through turn 7. Oh no, Finley Norman goes round. It's all gone wrong for 2 of our top 5-6 starters. Tom pulling a Max Verstappen already 1.8 seconds ahead of Goshen, who's falling further and further behind. Jordan and Gladius now hounding Goshen's Mercedes here. What can they do? Can they make their way past? Look at the gap already. 2.2 seconds after just one lap. 2.3. That is one hell of a gap. There's been another spin. That's the other Williams of Der Wolf. Can I have a better camera angle, please? This is not a very good camera angle. Domchi, currently P8. He's got Shankstar for company behind him. Where's Pookie? Pookie currently P6. Pookie is a championship material in his own right. Has won mini races in at least 2 different leagues. But I think he's actually the champion here once, but he was never champion with CRS before they shut down. And there's been another spin for Der Wolf. It's been a terrible start for one of the Williams drivers here. Meanwhile, Pookie got Blobber for company. And also trying to make his way past Daniel. Gosh, oh no! The other Williams, Gladius, goes round on the exit of turn 12. No, that's really not what you want to see. Oh dear. He's been overtaken by Barterport of all people. Oh. So now Jordan promoted into P2. Goshan actually got passed by Jordan and now being overtaken by Daniel. And now Pookie hounding the Mercedes. What is going on with Goshan here? This is unbelievable stuff. This is one hectic start to the race. And Pookie started down. I don't remember where he started actually. We can actually check that. He's up 3 positions, so he started down in P8. And now, looking to take P3 from Goshan if he can. Something else I forgot to check. Tyres. Ooh, very mixed strategies. Pookie going long on the hard tyres, as is eBird. Oh no, Pookie's going round! I think he had a bit of rear locking there. Oh no! And he gets a 5-second penalty for being what? Why does Pookie get the penalty? He got hit. No. Oh my god. That wasn't Pookie's fault. And of course, the person who hit him, Blobber, I think it was. Oh, there's a car gone off there. Barterport gets it all wrong. That's a safety car. So it's... Blobber, I think, picked up some front wing damage from that collision with Pookie. Yes, he's missing an end plate there. This is just bizarre. I don't know if Gladius touched Norman. I'm not sure. I don't think so. It looked to me that Finley Norman just lost his own, just lost it on his own, I think. That's how it looked to me. I can't go and check. I don't have a replay function. So TomTom's lead was about 2-ish seconds, maybe 3. And now it's going to be neutralized by the fact that Barterport is our first retirement from this race. Oh, what? I swear TomTom just teleported into the pit lane there. So TomTom is going to switch from his soft tyres to something else, and that means he's going to lose positions here. Softs to mediums. They've taken mediums off his car? What? That's weird. So he's losing a lot of positions, as many drivers are going to keep going on their current sets of tyres. I wonder if this could be a strategy blunder for TomTom here. But only time will tell. Everyone ahead of him is staying out. Most of them are on medium tyres. One is on hards. and one is on softs. That being Ebird on the hards and Domchi on the softs. Everyone else on the mediums, which means Jordan inherits the lead of the Grand Prix. Penalties, only Pookie with that BS 5-second penalty for collision. The game's supposed to be easier on traction control, but we have more spinners. Makes me wish supposed to be easier on traction. Well, the game can still bite you. You can't just plant the throttle. You have to be gentle with it. It can still catch you out. And of course, there's always the potential of your tyres overheating. Like, your car will still spin if your tyres are overheating. If they reach 120 degrees, then they're going to be like... It's like you're going to be driving on lava or something. No, water. Just go round and round. Oh, your Fusion. Which team were you meant to be driving for, Fusion? Because if it's Ferrari, then Bartaport is a reserve. But I don't know. AlphaTauri. That's probably why we're missing an AlphaTauri then. It's the one car, the only team here that has only a single car. So, wait, let me get this straight then. So, Bartaport is actually the... Oh, I forgot. Performance mode was still off on my stream. Oops. Let's see that if I can... Don't see... It's not helpful. I don't know if Bartaport is meant to actually be like a proper... Because back in the CRS League, like, you had an entire channel devoted to saying who is in which team. But it changes so frequently here. I don't know who's reserve, who's meant to be where. It would help to know some of these things. Anyway, safety cars coming in. And Jordan is going for it. And he's already got half a second gap on Daniel, 99 behind. Goshan returns to third after being demoted to fourth. But he's only third because TomTom pit. And TomTom, oh, something's gone wrong for TomTom. He's falling down the order. Nope, I think he's just had a poor restart there. He got overtaken by Finley Norman. Tyres, please. Overtaken, even though he's on the fresher rubber. Oh, a bit of a snap for Finley there. And TomTom making his way back past. Yes, he gets the move down through turn 5. And now chasing after the cars in front. Surtees, Ebird, Gruffle, Sherlock, Dumchi, Goshan, Daniel and Jordan in the lead at the minute. It's been a poor turn 9 for Ebird, who's being overtaken by Surtees. Though Ebird still fighting it. The Surtees has the inside line. Can TomTom take the Alpine as well? The Alpine gets forced wide. And that's 2 positions for the price of 1. Wait, no, not really, but for Ebird, it's the 2 positions going the wrong way. Gruffle desperately trying to warm up his tyres, but losing a lot of speed doing all that weaving. Getting overtaken by Surtees now. Oh, a bit wrong for TomTom. Had to brake a bit too much there, but Gruffle going wide, and now TomTom up into 7th. cutting through the field, going a bit wide at turn 4, but that's fine. Pookie also making his way past Groffel. And now TomTom chasing after Surtees. Two Mercedes-powered cars. Which one is the better one? I would say the Aston Martin, but following the performance of the McLarens in today's actual Grand Prix, it's hard to say at the minute. And TomTom makes his way past 30, who is actually getting a lot of oversteer through turn 12. This is clinical from TomTom. And we're getting some audio bugs. And now, Sherlock is the next driver at risk. Currently P5. TomTom takes a look, stays behind. He doubts he can make the move there. Can he make it through turn 3? Sherlock forces him to take the long way around. Pretty good defending from the Red Bull driver here. Doing his best. Holds him to the outside again, but it's no contest. TomTom goes round the outside like he had the inside. At the front, oh, there's been a spin. Big six. Oh, there's been a crash. We're getting another safety car. Finley Norman gets collected again, and De Wolf and Shanksar have been collected in a crash. Don't know exactly what happened there. It seems to have been contact of some description. Two safety cars in the space of 2 laps. So that's one of the reserve drivers. De Wolf is a reserve, and now these drivers coming into the pits. And TomTom coming in again. So the race is now in the pit lane. Sherlock and Pookie staying out, but they're going to have to come in. Gladius also staying out. He's on 4-lap-old hards. Finley Norman, last driver to get serviced. His teammate Ebird was in just now. So Sherlock leads the way. That's something you wouldn't have thought I'd ever say, at least in F1. But this is just temporary. He stayed out on 9-lap-old medium tyres. He's had these tyres on since the beginning of the race. And Pookie in P2. And fair play to him. He's managed to pick up a decent position to where he was at the beginning of the race. He was in, I think it was 5th. 4th or 5th when he had that spin. Just waiting for Finley Norman to catch up to the field. Though he won't be quick enough. We're going to get another lap of safety car running here, which means lap 12 is when we will get back underway. Of course, Pookie still has that 5-second penalty to his name. A penalty he shouldn't have, but he's going to have to serve anyway. When he comes in to change those hard tyres. Everyone else behind him on fresher rubber. In the case of Gladius, Brains, and Big Six, they're all on 5 or 6 lap old rubber. Everyone else behind that on 1 lap old rubber. Basically fresh. Jordan, net leader at the minute. As TomTom, making a second pit stop, is now essentially in 5th overall. He's been jumped, I think, potentially. I think trying to build up some energy here. But I think he's got all the energy. What? Oh, that's something to note, actually. Safety car in this lap. I don't see an energy meter here. I don't see 100% or anything. So that's an issue. I can't see when people are... how much energy people have, I think. I'm going to keep that up for a little bit longer. As the race is about to get back underway. Sherlock leading from his teammate Pookie. Gladius back into 3rd. Something happened to Goshan. Oh no! Sherlock gets it all wrong on the restart. Which means Pookie will now lead the race. Okay, there's the percentage bar that I wanted. But yeah, Gladius is going to take the lead here in a minute. Sherlock doesn't even get the opportunity to lead even a single racing lap as Gladius now takes the lead from Pookie, who led only a single straight. Finley Norman picks up a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. What is going on here? This is bizarre stuff going on. Big Six being forced wide. He's got some dirt on his tyres. He's got his teammate Goshan right behind. Been a bit of a nightmare start, I think, for Domchi, who's fallen back a few positions. Blobber now potentially going to take the AlphaTauri here. Oh, that looked like there was going to be contact. Very good driving to keep it, to prevent any collisions there. We've got some strange audio bugs going on. I don't know if you can hear. Oh, there is a bit of contact between Surtees and Goshan, but no spins or anything as TomTom now being attacked by Surtees. What is going on with the audio? I don't know if I can sort anything out here. Goshan right behind his teammate. Big Six is gonna make way. He does. Okay. Oh, there's been a spin. That's Pookie. Pookie setting in the middle of the road in turn 2. It's gone all wrong. That's Brains in P5 being overtaken by Goshan. A Big Six trying to make his way past now. The Brains gonna be a massive rolling roadblock here. Pookie P2 gone all the way to P16. The two Red Bulls in the same positions relative to each other at the restart. Except now at the wrong end of the field. Finley Norman has also had another spin. We've got audio issues. I don't know why. So Jordan now in P2 behind Gladius. Daniel 99 in P3. Why do I have audio issues? Let me just quickly see if I can do anything about that. Audio settings. Ultra low. That might help a bit. Seems to have done potentially. For now, at least. Yes, poor Sherlock and poor Pookie. I don't, when will we get the DRS re-enabled? Not sure at the minute. At the minute, Goshan and TomTom having a fight. Goshan, I think, is the slower of the two drivers at the minute. But I think it's only a matter of time before TomTom makes his way past. He's using the energy. He's got the DRS down the second straight here. And makes the move, takes the position before turn 10. Nicely done from TomTom. The pole sitter now trying to make his way back to that P1 and he's only 1.5 seconds off of Daniel. We're getting a bit of a DRS train at the front of the field here. Gladius seems to have... Oh, as TomTom gets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, Gladius seems to be quite slippery in a straight line. So Jordan, even though he was within 0.2 of a second, was only able to make 0.2 with the DRS.
But Jordan's tyres are a lot newer. Not much newer, actually. But still newer. They will be a bit more grippy for longer,
I would imagine.
That gap is closing. And I wonder if Jordan will make the move down this second DRS zone here. Loses a little bit of time through turn 9. DRS open. Nope, he's waiting. Let's check out the telemetry. He's got plenty of battery. Through turn 12 they go. He's going to have to try and make the move down the main straight here. Losing a little bit of time through turn 13. And again through turn 14 with DRS. Using a bit of the energy, and it's going to be Jordan taking the lead. If Gladius can do anything about it, he can't. He's just going to stay in a straight line. Oh no, there's contact. Not a huge amount. Where did Daniel go? He had to go off the track. There was contact between
Gladius and Daniel, and that's opened the door for TomTom to take P3 now. And Daniel now under threat from Surtees. So TomTom... Imperious, there's been another spin for Sherlock
at turn 2.
It's just this one disaster after another for the Red Bull boys. And now Gladius being dispatched by one car already, about to be dispatched by another. DRS, energy usage, and Gladius actually closes energy. In fact, he's just going to let it happen. He actually hit the brakes and allowed TomTom past. I wonder if Gladius is going to try and utilise TomTom's speed to his own advantage. See if TomTom will drag him along. He's going to get the DRS down the straight, but he can't really do anything about it. About actually taking the position back. His only hope is to see if TomTom can drag him past Jordan. Meanwhile, down the main straight we go. Surtees and Goshan making their way past Daniel. Daniel's definitely going to be feeling rather hard done by that little bit of contact with Gladius.
Now down into 6th, overtaken by another McLaren and the Mercedes of Goshan. Bit of a fight for the final points playing position. Sort of. Well, for 11th at least. Groffel and Finley Norman. I think Finley is going to be the faster driver here. But at the front, it's inevitable at this point.
TomTom well within a second of Jordan.
He's just been completely untouchable. His pace is like nothing else. And Jordan actually quite slow through the final corner there. And with the DRS, a little bit of energy usage. Jordan does try and move over, try and defend, but it's no use. Jordan loses the lead to TomTom, who takes back P1. And he's going to hope he doesn't relinquish it again. Goshan, 20% battery to his name. Surtees, less than 10%. As you can see, his lights flashing. Surtees using a lot of his energy. Not a lot of energy to either of these drivers, actually. Daniel actually has a lot of energy. He's doing a good job saving it. Means he could be quite pacey. He just needs to use his energy. Oh, not if he keeps making moves like that. That was a very poor turn 9, and he doesn't use any of his energy to try and compensate. His teammate, Angel, has spun after turn 8. He's got going again, but he's lost a few positions.
Oh dear. In fact, Daniel gonna come into the pits, bolt on a new set of tyres. Jordan, meanwhile, is gonna retake the lead from TomTom.
I thought it was a done deal, but Jordan, credit to him, is actually fighting back. He's gonna make this as difficult as he can for TomTom as he possibly can. As Brains gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, TomTom now has to remake the move on the McLaren.
Gets a little bit of a snap of oversteer on the exit of 5,
but still well within touching distance. Through turn 9 they go.
He's got plenty of energy, uses the DRS.
Both of these drivers actually have
roughly the same amount of energy, so it's a question of endurance, really. Who uses their energy better? Who has the better car through the corners? Who is just the better driver? At the minute, they're neck and neck. TomTom gonna get the DRS again. He's not gonna use his energy. I wonder if Jordan is defending with the energy, potentially. Not enough, though, as TomTom retakes the lead at turn 1. But never say never, it's not over yet. And there's a big fight going on for P3 now. Gladius under threat from Goshan. The Mercedes going up the inside of the Williams. Not a lot of energy on any of these three cars. Goshan is going to make the position round the outside of turn 5. Oh, there was contact though. The Williams and the McLaren glued together, rear wheel to front end plate. That might get investigated, but that's going to have lost both of these drivers' position, well, time at least. Wet the whistle, use the last of my water as we're getting crackles again. And Jordan, I don't think is going to be close enough. He's going to use a little bit of his energy, opens the DRS, but he's not close enough to make a move, I don't think. Or maybe not. Maybe he is actually quite close. He's swapping positions at turn 1 again. This fight might keep going for lap after lap. It's just a question of who has the better tyres. Jordan has hard tyres, so it could be that TomTom has used up the best of his mediums as Daniel gets the fastest lap of the race on 14.3. But TomTom, their tyres are the same age, but TomToms are softer. They might be starting to feel the pain now. As you could see in the background there, Goshan and Surtees fighting tooth and nail. Gladius has been passed by the two of them now. And Surtees still trying to get past the Mercedes here. Two battles within 5 seconds of each other. And TomTom's going to get the DRS down the main straight again. He's a lot closer to Jordan than Jordan was to TomTom on the previous lap, which means he can make the move a lot earlier. Bit of energy usage to defend, I think. If we get our first corner cutting penalty. And Surtees has managed to make his way past Goshan, which means it's a McLaren 2-3. That sounds familiar. It's like what we got in qualifying for the British Grand Prix yesterday.
Can they maintain it though?
Can they turn it into a 1-3? Jordan's certainly going to do his best as Pookie and Angel into the pits now, as is Sherlock. Minor positions.
Jordan definitely seems to be unable to keep as close to TomTom than TomTom can to him. he's 6/10 behind, almost, whereas TomTom was 2/10 behind this time a lap ago. So whilst he can certainly still make the move, it will happen much later in the lap. He's actually going onto the grass there. That's not what you want to do. And this time, he's not able to make the move. Going onto the grass is not going to help you there, and that has certainly not helped him. And this is TomTom's time to shine, to try and push and open that gap as high as he can. But his tyres are going to be feeling the pain a bit more than Jordan's are, I reckon. And Goshan, under threat from Gladius. Tyre life. Well, Gladius's tyres are older. So I'd imagine that Gladius would be slower than the Mercedes. And it does seem that the gap is increasing, and especially as he's going a bit wide. Might have beached his car a little bit there. And going wider at turn 10 as well. So, Jordan, once again, well behind TomTom. He's going to make the move again. This time, he's going to try and make the move. Fighting side by side through turns 11, 1 and 2 rather. And Jordan does retake the lead in lap 24. But he's going a bit wide at turn 4. Can TomTom retake the lead? Not quite. These two just absolutely stuck together at the hip. And I just can't tell who's going to win. We're going to open the telemetry again and see what the energy usage is like. So TomTom, 30% energy, as Pookie smashes the previous lap record, 139. Jordan has 20% more energy than TomTom. So TomTom's tyres definitely seem to be going off now. He's having to use more energy to compensate for Jordan's pace. It looks like Jordan might be able to take the victory here, as Goshan has actually managed to repass 30 at some point. TomTom with Diras once again retakes the lead. These two swapping positions lap after lap as Surtees once again retakes P3. Yes, I am aware that Jordan is on the hards. I mentioned it about 3 laps ago. So Jordan, these two at the front, their tyres are the same age. But TomTom's, being mediums, they're going to be just a bit more, well, less durable, less grippy at this point. So this is why I said that this is why they've got why TomTom has less energy than Jordan. He's having to use more of it to compensate for his lack of pace relative to Jordan. But still, Jordan, always at this sort of level at this point in the lap, about 5-6 tenths behind, whilst TomTom was always sort of 2 tenths behind. Jordan is going to make the move again, going into turn 1. At this point, it's so predictable. These two, they keep fighting for it. I'm not Crofty here, right? Crofty would be going crazy each time. Me, I just know it's coming. Yeah. Surtees and Goshan still fighting. Goshan has a little bit more energy. Gladius, to his credit, keeping in touch of the podium here. So don't count Gladius out just yet. And we can see, look, that we can see here the difference. TomTom 3 tenths behind Jordan, Whilst this time last lap, Jordan was 5-6 tenths behind as we had a couple more penalties going on. TomTom just able to ask a bit more of the car than Jordan is through the corners. Could be the difference in the cars here. Jordan might be running with a bit less downforce as TomTom retakes the lead again for about the 6th time in the past few laps. But we're starting to get into crunch time here, because we're on lap 27 of 33. That's 6-7 laps remaining, and these two just inseparable. The same with these three, as Goshen has taken P3 again. Surtees going up the inside. Gladius still on the tail of these two. This is some pretty good racing. I'm not losing my mind at the minute. I'll probably start losing my mind in the last few laps, because things can still happen. Goshen has plenty of energy. Surtees is starting to run out. But at the minute, it looks like that Surtees is going to have the DRS. He's going to retake P3 again. Jordan up ahead. Actually quite far behind TomTom, and this time I don't think he's going to make the move. He used a bit of his energy. No, he can't make the move this time. Surtees can, though. Retakes P3. And Gladius, poor old Gladius, just can't seem to really capitalize off of these two who are fighting. And his tyres are the oldest of the lot. And it looks like he might be starting to lose a lot of pace. He's lost almost a tenth through just turn 3 alone, though he's actually managed to gain just more than a tenth there. I wonder if Goshen has made a slight mistake there. Still, the leaders battling. Jordan still has more energy, but these two now saving the energy for the final few laps. They're content to swap positions, but eventually they're going to start fighting properly. There's potentially another fight going to start as soon. Finley Norman under threat from the AlphaTauri of Domchi. Blobber's 3-second penalty. Well, Blobber P6 could be interesting, but you need to realise that Finley Norman has a 5-second penalty. So realistically, Blobber is not really under any significant threat here. Except maybe from Domchi, potentially. What are the tyres like? 19 laps old. Meanwhile, Jordan and Goshen retook their respective positions. Jordan to P1, Goshen back into P3. And this time, TomTom actually quite far behind Jordan. And this could be the medium tyres starting to die. He's not as close to Jordan as he has been in the past. He's really starting to struggle here. And you can see he gets a little snap of oversteer through turn 12. He's going to have to start fighting properly now. He's going to have to start using his energy. DRS. He is not using his energy. It's still just a medium. And now he has a bit more energy than Jordan. But this time, TomTom not able to make the move. Surtees, though, able to take the position. But there goes Gladius up the inside of the pair of them. Does not manage to take Surtees, but did manage to take Goshen. Has the inside of Surtees. Gladius, ever patient, biding his time. Can he retake P3? He's going to try and force Surtees the long way round. He does. What a brilliant move, but he's had to use a lot of energy to do that. And that is going to hurt him, because Goshen's got plenty. So Goshen down into P5. Gladius, credit where credit is due. That was one hell of a move unfortunately wasn't able to take P3, but has got into P4. TomTom, a bit closer than he was last lap, but he is starting to struggle now as we are entering the final stages. We move on to lap 31. 1, 2, 3. We have 3 laps remaining. Jordan, it was TomTom. TomTom actually lifted. TomTom playing this long game here. As long as he can, anyway. As Gladius into P3 now. Where's this come from? His tyres are ancient. Let's take a quick look at them. They are 25 laps old.
They are the oldest tyres on the field. And yet he's able to dispatch 2 drivers ahead of him.
Three laps to go. And still TomTom not able to keep the gap as close as he has been. But saving so much energy.
He's got to start using it in the final 2 laps. You can't just sit on that. You really can't.
But Jordan has the same idea, and TomTom actually had to lift through turn 13. That's not going to help him at all. The Jordan was a bit sluggish through turn 14 as well, and they're still not using energy. TomTom closing the gap onto the penultimate lap, and Gladius was actually a second ahead of Goshan there. Surtees has relinquished his positions.
Surtees into the pits. He's going to bolt on some soft tyres and go... No, medium tyres. What? Why mediums?
Put on some soft to go for the fastest lap.
Surtees has thrown away a podium here. A potential podium. And now Goshan fighting with Gladius.
Now, though, it's crunch time. TomTom has got to be feeling the pressure. DRS doesn't use any... He is actually starting to use some energy. Not a huge amount, though. He just...
A touch of it. He's going to use it all down the main straight. We've got a crash.
Big Six crashes in the pit lane. There's not going to be a proper safety car. It's way too late. But it's go time. TomTom as close as he's gonna be. Dumping the energy down the straight, as is Jordan.
But TomTom with the energy, and the DRS is going to take the move.
Take the position. Jordan moved over to the inside, trying to cover TomTom.
But TomTom just went in a straight line and took it around the outside. Jordan's still gonna fight back though. And Goshan actually retakes P3 for Gladius, but there's contact between them. They don't spin. That's incredible as well.
This is... These 2 pairs of drivers, I can't keep staring at the...
Was that purple for TomTom through Sector 1? It might well have been. Gladius holding on to P3 at the minute for a podium, but Goshan's gonna fight back as much as he can. More energy usage down the second straight. Jordan has the DRS. It's not going to be enough, though. This straight is not long enough. I think TomTom has finally got the win here, and Jordan gets a slap of oversteer through turn 10, 11. It's not going to be enough. Goshan going round the outside of Gladius. He gets a snap of oversteer. Touches. Gladius has to back out of that. TomTom and Jordan... Turn P1 and P2. Sorry that I didn't watch that there, but brilliant fighting. And this could be... No, that was so close. Look at the gap. I don't know what to say there. It was almost equal over the line. Domchi does jump Finley Norman and Bearded Blobber. He takes P5. Blobber P6 in the end, Norman P7, Daniel P8, Groffel P9, and Pookie's just picked up a 3-second penalty. Is that going to hurt him? He's currently P10. Ebert has a penalty as well. Now, Pookie will take a point home, and Surtees threw away guaranteed points by pitting.
Surtees with the strategy disaster class. Why would you pit that late in the race? You were going to at least get 5th, mate. And you threw it all away. Oh dear. He's got to be kicking himself there. Why would you do that? As I just picked up an achievement. Eagle Eye, spectated online race. Driver of the day for Gladius, according to the game. Let's see if he really deserves that. Where did he start? We'll watch the podium celebration, I think. Maybe. Pardon me. Nicely done for Tom. Big fight between him and Jordan. In the end, the pole sitter won out. Stayed behind Jordan. Staying behind, I think, was part of his plan all along. He wanted the DRS down the main straight on the final lap. And it worked out for him brilliantly. Pookie gets a 2nd point, actually. He takes 2 points for taking fastest lap. So nicely done for Pookie. How many pit stops was it for 32? He could have made the 1 stop work. Gladius made the 2 stop work. He went from 7th to 3rd. Domchi up to 5th from 12th. Certainly some good racing for Gladius, though. He did have to recover. He spun relatively early on. And to still finish on the podium, yeah, that is pretty good from him. That is a decent performance. Might well be driver of the day material there. I couldn't say, though, because I'm rubbish at that sort of stuff. Especially when I'm trying to commentate at the same time. But there we go. Tom takes the lead of the championship in the first... what's it called? In the first round. Jordan just behind. So there we go. Thank you for watching, everyone. We will catch you next week. Actually, I don't... No, yeah, next week should be fine. I don't have any shifts at work that could interfere, so should be on next week. In the meantime, thank you for watching. And yeah, well, actually, I'll just check what next week's race is going to be. Next week, we're going to Japan, Suzuka. So tune in for some fun times in Anime Land. Thank you very much for watching, and good night.